The fuck? The fuck? The fuck is in the air. The fuck? There's white shit everywhere.
Christmas time is here, and I didn't have the greatest in the world last year because I had to watch what I considered to be the worst Christmas movie of all time, and I still believe that as of right now. To recap, Elf Bowling was a movie with extremely bad animation, annoying characters, inappropriate content, terrible songs.
Let me hip you to an island where your buttocks never freeze.
Plus some issues that I don't even think I brought up in the nitpick for the sake of my sanity. But the main problem I had was there was no point to the movie at all. None. There was no reason, no good story, nothing Christmas about it other than just having Santa and elves. But like the sick bitch that I am, I want more. I want to find one just as bad or even worse than Elf Bowling. I want to find something that I just can't believe happened. So this year, I went to the one place I can count on for style over substance. The Hallmark Channel. The Hallmark Channel is a channel you most likely have seen passing by, maybe at your grandma's house or your mom even. And if you pay enough attention to them, then most of them are all the same, and nowhere is this mediocrity more present than their Christmas movies. They make so many of these. In fact, they play Christmas movies when it's not even Christmas. Like, I remember plenty of times just passing by the TV and noticing a Christmas movie in like July or something. It's not even cold outside. But I knew, even though a lot of these are pretty much the same thing over and over, I had to find the worst one. With all of the holiday movies they make, there's bound to be one to be at least so mediocre it's painful. So I did my searching and found the worst rated Hallmark movies according to Rotten Tomatoes this decade, and found The Christmas Melody, starring Mariah Carey. Yes, Mariah Carey. So I had to find out about this, but I have to put a bit of a disclaimer first. This may not be the worst Christmas special because A, this was the worst for the decade and not in general, and B, there's another movie on here called Frozen in Love, which might be a Christmas movie, but I wasn't sure. It looked more like a winter movie than a Christmas movie, so I skipped it. I mean, come on, if you had the choice between a movie called Frozen in Love or a movie with Mariah Carey in it to make fun of, you gotta go for Mariah Carey. But I know that I'm in for something because Hallmark movies always care more about their actors' makeup more than the actual script. And I don't know if I'm joking. So this has got to be worse than Elf Bowling, right? Surely it's gotta be worse. So, is this movie that bad? Is it the worst Christmas movie taking the crown from Elf Bowling? Or is it a hidden gem and Rotten Tomatoes is just a bit of a hater from Mariah Carey? Well, let's find out. Let's nitpick The Christmas Melody. Alright, let's start with the movie's opening. It doesn't have one. It just kind of throws us in. Who's this character? Also, the first Noel playing? That's strange and doesn't really fit too well. It's almost like the movie is trying to put in popular songs just for the sake of putting in popular songs. We'll never see that again, I promise. So we meet up with his hobo character, and we found out that our main character, Kristen, has a $5 bill in a picture frame, and she hopes it'll bring the hobo better luck to him than her. Well, maybe he'll take it out of the frame. Maybe that'd be a star. Then we cut to more establishing shots of the city with the frame out of focus and in mid-transition back in focus. Looks like the cameraman has just about as much focus as the director. Anyway, we find out our main character, Kristen Parson, is moving back to her hometown after moving away to chase a dream that are under a slight revision. And we meet her daughter who, big shock, is not a fan of the move away. Didn't see that coming at all. So her mom tries to cheer her up with tickling that's just as fake as the acting. It was just so weird. Those were awkward shots. Those were awkward shots.
I think so.
And you could tell that she wasn't even tickling. Speaking of fake acting, the daughter, Emily, says she loves her mom, to which Kristen replies, "Yeah, this."
Love you, Mom.
What is this?
What?
I hate it so much. This is so
Why did she? Wait. Why did she like? Why did she
Why
like?
did you pause on saying?
Yeah, why
I
did she
love
pause?
you?
Like
You
she
don't
paused and she
pause
looked
with
at
a
her.
child.
Yeah, she looked at her like,
Exactly,
like you're an
because-
idiot. And by the way, you know that little comment I made about how Hallmark cares more about their actors' makeup more than the actual script? I know that for a fact because I can see all the makeup on her face right here. Anyway, so Emily wishes for Santa to find a way to bring them back to LA, but it's not like Santa exists in this world. That'd be kind of fucking dumb because it feels like this movie is going for more of a real life motivational story. And they aren't just gonna mess that up with some magic, right? Right? After a real abrupt transition that comes out of nowhere. That is so much film grain. What the fuck? This was... Oh. Well, that was jarring.
That transition should have been a little longer. Hold up.
We get a bunch of shots that look like they were filmed by some kid in the car, and they sing a song to pass the time, an auto-tune 12 Days of Christmas cover. Yep, just shoving in all those popular songs, Hallmark. Anyway, my girlfriend Melody points out how Kristen says I love you very weirdly, and then my very edgy friend Mal says,
She seems so awkward when she says I love you.
It's because that's not a phrase that any human being should be capable of saying.
I just thought this was funny. We meet a new character named Danny, and let's see. He's hot. It said he has a crush on Kristen. Love interest. Kristen and Emily make it to their house, and oh my god, that was a Folgers product placement. They literally put it in the middle of the frame. Hallmark, for shame.
All the things I couldn't wait to do the next day.
I also don't think it's that Barbie doll.
Oh, this one time I
He's
remember
literally
that,
trying not to fall asleep.
there was a snowstorm and all I could think about was how I
Woman,
wanted to
shut
build a
up. I'm
snowman
trying to
in the
sleep
snow.
here.
So Kristen already enrolls Emily in a school. That's not how school enrollment works. Take it from someone who's homeschooled. So Kristen and Emily are walking down the street and the camera isn't in focus! Kristen gets invited to a PTA meeting where we meet Melissa, played by the artist who made All I Want for Christmas Is You, Mariah Carey. And this is where we need to take a little bit of a break and talk about the acting in this movie. For everyone besides Mariah, the acting can range anywhere from a piece of wood to acceptable acting. Nothing really blew me away in this movie, which isn't bad in my opinion. There's plenty of movies where the acting just gets the job done. You don't need Morgan Freeman levels of acting just for the acting to be good, especially for such a casual movie such as this. That's perfectly fine. However, what the characters do have is really out their faces and a lot of blinking. When I was watching this movie, I counted a whole bunch of times I could add red eyes, especially from this child demon. And I think the acting is passable. However, Mariah, on the other hand, downright insults my intelligence. She cannot act. Her acting is so stiff, and not to mention, about 95% of the time when she gets on screen, the camera zoomed in really close to her face. It gave me a damn heart attack. What? There's no PTA?
I'm so sorry.
Whoa, whoa, back up, back up, back up.
I'm sorry.
What?
She has way too much makeup. She has, oh my gosh.
First off,
Well, hold on,
I know
pause,
it's
pause.
2015, but COVID exists.
And I don't know why, but it also seems like her scenes were just filmed in front of a green screen. Was she too expensive and not on set when they were oh wait, no, that's not right, because she directed this movie. What? Alright, well there is no excuses here then. Why are all of her shots just zoomed in like this? It's so unnatural and out of place. Did Mariah want all of her shots just zoomed in, focused on her? What was their goal? I don't know. This is just weird. Anyway, let's go back to the movie then. So Mariah's character, Melissa, apparently used to know Kristen and makes fun of her for not having a ring on her finger. We'll get to that later. But when she showed the ring, the focus on the camera was completely off-putting. Was the cameraman asleep? We finally get a shot of Kristen and Melissa in one frame. So, wait, was that last scene 2 different times or not? I'm so confused. After a shot of seeing Emily getting acquainted in school and apparently being made fun of already, literally the minute she sits down, we go back to the PTA meeting.
Bro, I heard those from the dollar store. I don't
What
want
was
to
that?
hear
What? Wait, hold on.
Wait, go back to that.
Fucking Aaron.
Hold on. So Melissa discusses plans for upcoming events like talent shows and music-related activities, and Kristen wants to know if Emily can audition, to which Melissa says auditions are closed, to which she explains that if she makes an exception for Emily, she has to make an exception for everyone. That's actually a good point. That makes a lot of sense, and I think she handled that properly. But Kristen's mad. So Kristen meets up with Danny, who is of course the love interest, obviously, and they reminisce on a memory where they dissected a frog. This guy is horrible. Should I be championing this relationship? So Kristen explains the situation about Emily to Danny, and Danny sides with Kristen like the ass kisser he is, even though Melissa was right. But Danny's gonna let Emily be in because Kristen had him as soon as she said Emily loves to sing. Well, I love not having headaches, but that's not helping me right now. Then we see the hobo character, who's now the janitor? It's Santa, for fuck's sake. Also, we had a bit of fun poking at this conversation.
Yeah, but today's only my first day. It can only get better from here, right?
No.
No.
It can't.
No.
No, I can't.
You took a negative.
It's coming from
Whoever told you that lied to you.
You took
a negative into a positive.
I mean, my first day was bad, but you know, I could get murdered tomorrow. Later, Kristen talks to Emily about the audition.
Everyone how much you love to sing.
But what if they're better than me?
Who cares?
They
It's not a
probably are.
competition. It's just
Yes, it is.
meeting some friends and
Yes, it is.
something that you love.
It's an audition. It's a competition. If you
Yeah,
win the
it's a
competition, you get to be in the
It's
show.
a fucking-
She gets the audition. Notice the face of surprise on my own face. But to be fair, some of these kids aren't very bright to begin with. Like, what's this kid dumping glitter out of his hat? Yeah, maybe it's not a shock she got it. Cut your damn fingernail! Okay, so the next, 10 minutes have nothing really that interesting to talk about except the fact that Danny acts like a stalker. So let's take this time to talk about how the movie looks. I don't think it looks good at all. Even if this is a TV movie done in 2015, it looks like the same level of quality as Home Alone in 1990. I keep going back to that comment about Hallmark movie actors having on so much makeup, and this case is especially in this movie. Like, holy fuck. There's this one part where Kristen has a bit more makeup because she's going out, you know, girls wear more makeup. But what that does is make her look as pale as a fucking ghost. Anyway, Danny stays for dinner? Dinner? You want me to say dinner? I'm not saying that. Anyway, Danny stays for dinner, and he decides to ask Kristen about what happened to Emily's dad.
Can I ask you a question?
No, fuck off.
No.
Will you marry me?
Whatever happened to Emily's dad?
Uh-oh.
He got shot.
He passed away when she was 2 years
Ah,
old.
That's a lie. That's a lie. You would have kept the ring.
That was just...
No, it's okay. It's
That's a lie. You would have kept the
honestly,
ring if
it's
that
part
was
of
the
the
case.
reason that I moved back. I just feel like she should have family, more family.
And
than
even
just
if that's not true,
me. You know, I feel
why
like her
did
head
you
and
throw
her
away
are
the
still back
ring?
in LA. I was looking at her.
Actually,
journal.
yeah. Why did you throw away the ring?
It
She's
was
been writing
ugly.
in her journal about
It was
how she
ugly.
sees her friends.
Good that she's dead. I can finally get rid of this ugly ring. Kristen gets up to get some coffee, and they did it. They did it again and again right after that. They did the Hallmark, for shame. Oh my god, the full, I can't.
He went to go get the milk.
They literally put it in frame. So Danny offers to help Emily come up with a song out of her letter to Santa, and I know this is supposed to be cute and inspiring, you know, aww, but there's a bit of an issue, and that the song fucking sucks.
Santa, if you get this letter, won't you help me
I
out?
want to kill
I
myself.
know you're kind of busy with your elves right
Want to
now.
kill each other together?
I love this. This is fantastic.
Me first.
How? That's not even.
It's not a song.
Why not?
No, you're right. It's not a song.
If you get this letter, won't you help me out?
How'd you do that?
Christmas magic.
He did one strum.
Santa, if you get this letter, won't you help me out? I
That-
know you're kind of busy with your elves right now.
And I don't know how you do the things you do while I'm sleeping.
That is so off
You
key.
go-
That is
You
so
go to a
off.
That is
different
so
chord.
off
That's
key.
perfect. That's the
That
thing.
is
Let's
so
just do it.
awful.
Chord? Oh my god.
Those lyrics do not match. This guy does one strum and sings the lyrics. That's not how music works. Or you know what? Maybe it is. Maybe it is, and I've been overestimating the fine art in music. Maybe it's not as hard as I thought it was. Aspirin. I need it cause this movie's killing me and the pain is high. God, this joke's stupid. So Emily gets tuckered out from all the massive amounts of effort and creativity, and Kristen still wants to find the ornaments.
Them, so they have to be here somewhere. I mean, unless they were lost in the move.
Did you unpack all the boxes?
Yeah, except for those boxes of books in the pantry.
Oh, you think maybe? The only place you haven't looked was the place they baked! But turns out, the ornaments are broken, and we actually sorta have a tender moment about the ornaments representing her past, to which Danny motivates her to create new memories, to which she doesn't know where her future is going. How in the ever... There's a bit of a problem with this whole setup. I feel like this would have been better if we had any sort of development for this character at all, which we didn't, because we just got thrown right into her life immediately at the beginning of the movie. We know nothing about her past, nothing. We know nothing. So blah, blah, blah. Later time passes, and then Danny just happens to bump into Kristen again. I swear, this keeps happening, and let me tell you, this never happens in real life. Oh, and there's something I want to mention, by the way. Danny and Kristen has gotten barely any chemistry, nor have their characters even developed. So what did they do? They shove it all into this exposition scene, and I'm pretty sure even they knew how boring this was, because the cameraman decided to move around the camera. Either that or he's really cold. Well, no, I'm fine. Just keep going. Just keep going. Oh, and also, you got a blur on that background, guys? I don't know. I don't think it's good enough. Okay, these next two scenes coming up, I don't think I can add a thing other than how we reacted. So, I'll let us take the reins here. Oh, snow machine came on. Oh, they turned on the snow machine. It's so random.
No. It's snowing.
Yeah, it's so random.
It
doesn't just snow like that.
You forgot what it looks like.
Over here it does.
I just forgot what it feels
And it looks like... What the...
Hey, why you don't look up like that, bro?
Wait, didn't it snow in LA? Didn't it show that it snowed in LA? Doesn't it snow in LA? It does, right?
No.
Oh.
Yes.
She's gonna get hit,
No, really?
hit by a car.
Wait, what the... I'm gonna put the snowflake green screen over that one. Back up.
You know what you should do?
Did they wait, did they
Just
recycle the
put
same
a
audio
thing
clip?
where she gets hit by a car.
I think they recycled the same audio clip. Hold on.
What is this?
I think they...
Yeah, that is.
No, it's different. It's just a little. It's a little faster the second time.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it's just
Stop with these
so bad.
abrupt cuts. Oh my god. Oh, he's so mad.
Wait. There's also one more.
You know, Emily, I'm confident when you're confident. Do you know what that means?
No.
Exactly what you said. We head back to the house where they're putting up their Christmas tree, and they keep using the same establishing shots. Literally all throughout the movie. Just put the tripod over here, get a different shot. Ugh. They make a Christmas tree, and after putting the star up...
Is that a girl?
It's crooked. It's crooked. They show a shot outside where we can't see it. So a turning point in the movie happens. Haley, the person in the beginning of the movie, shows up to deliver some news to Kristen. That because of her designer skills, people want her to come back to LA and design, to which Emily hears the news and runs off because she's warmed up to the place, even though Kristen showed no signs of leaving. Either way, that was a really stupid idea that Haley did. Don't you think you should have talked to Kristen one-on-one and make sure that Kristen and or Emily actually wanted to move to LA before you gave them the news? Sure, they showed signs that they didn't want to leave before they left, but they've been here long enough to change their minds. This is by far the dumbest, most forced scene in the movie, bar none. Well, okay, besides that one exposition scene with Danny and Kristen. Poor fella's probably still freezing. Anyway, Emily talks to Santa Claus, who the filmmakers just completely gave up on trying to hide, by the way. So much for that reveal, even though we already knew it. And she shows the most murderous face I have ever seen. And you know, I would be worried about that, but I'm more concerned about what she's eating. Guys, I'm not trying to make a joke here. I have no idea what kind of food that is. Me and my girlfriend both looked at it and we literally have no clue. So here we are, the Christmas pageant thingy. And you see what I'm talking about here? Way too much makeup. Like, I'm not even kidding here. While rewatching this film to type out the script, I could barely look at her. Anyway, Kristen and Emily have a heart-to-heart discussion about leaving LA, and she promises not to make any more big decisions without Emily ever again. Wow, that's Actually kinda sweet. As long as they don't mess it up, we're good. So Kristen goes up to talk to Danny and wishes him good luck. Then goes back to the crowd when the show starts. Well, I know it looks like I brought up that scene for no reason, but bear with me, you'll see in a minute. Unlike this person who won't look down at the audience.
Welcome to the 25th Annual Silver Falls Elementary Snowflake Pageant.
Head down!
Let's all thank Melissa Atkinson, the head of our PTA, who organized the show.
And some of these shots during the theater sequences are completely overexposed. So after shoving in scenes of Kristen's Aunt and Haley convincing Kristen to talk to Danny, who she obviously likes, duh, Kristen goes up to talk to Danny. It's the same shot! It's the same shot exactly as last time! They didn't even bother moving the camera just a little bit to the left or right, no! They just left it unattended and got all their shots at once. Oh. So Kristen tells Danny that she's not going to take the job. Even though she just told Emily that she wasn't going to make any promises without talking to her first. Yeah, I know Emily doesn't want to move back to LA, but she could talk to her about it first anyway. Maybe they'll talk and change their minds. I don't know. You literally pinky promised not to make any decisions without her. And you broke it. You broke a pinky promise. We get more shoddy camera work.
An original song at that. Emily Parson.
That camera work was garbage. Did you see that camera
work was so bad.
That was a handheld camera.
What? They don't care. Why should I?
So now Emily performs Oh Santa, a quote-unquote original song made by Emily, even though this song was already a thing. But anyway, well, what about Santa? We haven't seen him in a little bit. I wonder where he is.
What are you looking at?
Wait, hold on. Did they only have 2 musicals planned for this whole...
Yes. What the wait.
That was so awkward. That was so awkward. That looks like a credit. That looks like a credit. Like that looks like a blooper thing. Yeah, that looks like a blooper during the credits roll. Like what?
The credits could be rolling right now, honestly.
That looked like a blooper you would see during the credits reel while the music's still.
Please let this end already.
Also, Emily and the kids still aren't looking at the audience.
What? You think I care anymore about them looking down? No, they're just splicing in shots of Santa just at random. Yeah, I don't care anymore. No, I'm done. I'm done. Oh, now you're looking down. I see you. Now you're looking down. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. I'm out. Bye. I'm out.
And Kristen and Danny share a kiss. Of course, breaking her promise to Emily, still just saying. They shove in a scene of them at the house where Santa apparently gave them a puppy and show that they in fact did shove Santa into this film for no reason. And the movie ends with stock, unfitting, not a hint of closure, credits music. So in conclusion, what did I just watch? That was not a professionally made movie. You can't tell me that because it is not. Not a single crap was given towards the production of this thing. It's just a lazy cash grab just to add to Hallmark's catalog so they can rerun 20 movies for the holiday season. But you know what? That's what the rest of their movies are. There's nothing special about these movies, and I'm willing to bet there's nothing special about the rest of them either. They're all just fluff. Pandering, exploitive fluff. And it works. And it has worked since 2001. You can't just make movies for a TV channel and all of them be ballparks. These are made to just be rushed out the door and put on your TV during your family get-together. Nobody cares about these movies, and I'm willing to 1000% bet that. You cannot find me one person that would say, this movie's better than that, or this movie's better than that, because people don't care. They are just movies to put on and be watched. They aren't meant to be high pieces of art to tell stories and inspire the minds of kids and adults alike. They are meant to be produced and watched, and that's all they are. But knowing that, this movie doesn't care, so neither should I. Hallmark movies are junk food. They aren't good for you, but if it's on, you might as well watch it. They are inoffensive, cheap, lazy cash grabs, and it's mostly harmless. Junk food isn't exactly damaging, but you gotta make sure to stick your vegetables in your diet, and that's what these Hallmark movies are. Junk food, which is fine as long as you keep your diet of vegetables handy. So I don't know what specifically makes this the worst rated Hallmark Christmas special, Frankly, I have nothing to compare it to because, believe me, I haven't seen a single one of these movies in full. But if I had to guess, it probably has to do with Mariah Carey. I'm not kidding, she really is the worst part of this movie, by far. Hallmark clearly got her because she made arguably the most popular Christmas song on the planet, and that was it. She has not shown a single talent for acting, and she sure as hell has not shown any talent for directing. But now it's time to answer the question. Is this movie worse than Elf Bowling, the self-proclaimed worst Christmas special that I've ever seen? No. First of all, while I hate how fluffy these movies are, spending a lot of time on the makeup and such, it does look way more appealing than the animation in Elf Bowling. Sure, it makes me want to puke, but if I had to look at one, yeah, I'd look at Christmas Melody. But second and most important of all, something Christmas Melody has over Elf Bowling, while flawed, is a point. It's not developed enough, it really isn't, but the point is at least there enough to say it's there, and that is something I cannot say for Elf Bowling. Elf Bowling was a complete garbage attempt to get at kids, focused on being wacky and comical without doing anything to make actually some sort of point or message, which I would let slide if I felt the movie had at least some effort or a story to tell, which it had neither. Christmas Melody, I can at least say had some sort of point. It may be exploitative, it may be lazy, but at least it's there. So congratulations, Hallmark, you did it. You at least one-upped Elf Bowling on being the worst Christmas special ever. Be proud of that, I guess.
And there you all are, my final nitpick of the year. It's been a long ride this year, but it's probably the best year for this channel so far. And I just want to thank everybody so much for watching this. This video almost got canceled because I didn't know if it was going to get done, but thankfully I pushed through and I managed to get it finished. So this is the thing for y'all for the holidays. So I just want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas. Thank you all so much for supporting me. And next year is just going to be and next year is going to be another great year for this channel. I know for a fact it will be. And I, for one, am very looking forward to it. Got big plans and bigger dreams. So, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the nitpick. It's not one of my best, but I got it out. And one of the jokes I did really like, so, you know. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. If you like it, make sure to hit that like button. I really appreciate it. And Merry Christmas, and to all, a good night.